Good morning, students. Today's lecture is going to be on smooth muscle structure. And let's go to the first slide. Now, smooth muscle, up to now we've been talking about skeletal muscle. And skeletal muscle it's the muscle that's attached to our bones through tendons and ligaments. It's under voluntary control. So when I'm moving my arms or my legs, or even when I'm talking, that's skeletal muscle. Smooth muscle is very different than skeletal muscle. Smooth muscle, it's not under voluntary control. It's involuntary. It's unconscious. And smooth muscle is the type of muscle that lines our interior organs. Smooth muscle lines all of our blood vessels, for example. We saw that in one of the earlier lectures where we talked about structure function. Smooth muscle will line all the organs of the gastrointestinal tract. Smooth muscle lines the bronchi, the trachea that feed into the lungs. So smooth muscle is muscle that's associated with our internal viscera, our internal organs. And it has a very unique structure. It's very different than skeletal muscle. Let's first kind of take more of a macroscopic look at it. Here we are taking the small intestine, and we are blowing up the small intestine. And in the small intestine, we see two layers of smooth muscle. And we have one layer of smooth muscle that runs in a circular manner around the small intestine. And then we have another layer of smooth muscle that runs longitudinally, that runs lengthwise along the smooth muscle. And these different patterns of smooth muscle, the one going in a circular manner around the small intestine, and the other smooth muscle being aligned lengthwise, that allows the small intestine to not only mix and churn the food for digestion and absorption, but it also allows the small intestine to move the food down along the small intestine and eventually out the body. Now, if we take a look at its microscopic structure is also very different than skeletal muscle. And to compare, let's take a look at this figure. Here we have skeletal muscle. And again, skeletal muscle, it's a long cylindrical shaped cells. It has this striated appearance. Here's cardiac muscle that is kind of similar to a skeletal muscle. It has that striated appearance, and it's also a long cylindrical tube. Smooth muscle is completely different. It does not have a cylinder shape. Instead, it has this like spindle-like shape. And notice also it doesn't have the striations. It doesn't have this regular actin and myosin pattern that forms these striations in skeletal muscle. If we continue on, the innervation of the smooth muscle is also different. In this case, again, it's not under conscious control, so it's not the central nervous system that controls the smooth muscle. It's also actually the autonomic nervous system. And it doesn't have specific neuromuscular junctions. Instead, it has what's called varicosities. And these are like bag-like shaped structures in which the neurotransmitter is released from these structures, but the neurotransmitter spreads over a wide, diffuse area, and therefore is able to stimulate several of the smooth muscle cells in a kind of a wide ranging manner. And so that's the structure of smooth muscle and its difference between smooth muscle and skeletal muscle. Thank you.